85 kilograms, plus there's 505 and 550 bikes out the Ollydale and the Corbin Robertson from Freiburg on electric bikes. Saw a few more electric bikes at previous meetings. I don't know what's happened to those. Nevertheless, the racing's electric all the way through. Ready, they're off now. I only got the number 75 machine is recording a win last time through. I don't even see them on the entry list here. That's right, I've got the right class. It's listed as race 15. It says it on the program race 13. This is brought to you by Streeter Motorcycles in Hobson Street in Fielding here, the local Suzuki dealer. Good to see the Suzuki Gixxer Cup bikes out here tomorrow. I suspect they'll be running on the full track. They normally do. Getting ready for the Suzuki International Series. There's a change of rules there for the Suzuki. They're not running New Zealand Superbike Championship rules as much as they were last year. They had 14 to 21 year olds and at Cemetery Circuit 16 to 21 year olds, but some of the older boys and former and current New Zealand Superbike Championships are going to be on bikes this year. The likes of Sloane Frost, the likes of Daniel Metum and Dennis Charlotte, all former or current New Zealand Superbike champions. So that'll be interesting. That gives the class, it's got plenty of street cred for me and a lot of other people, but if you put the benchmarks out there, the New Zealand Superbike riders out there with these juniors, it certainly shows them, it'll show them some race license and race skills and some race tactics that they're not lacking yet, but it's better to have the people on the track, and Suzuki New Zealand getting right behind that 5,050 prize money. And there's a two-day meeting at Taupo. Then we come down here to Circuit Chris Amon at Manfeild for a two-day meeting, and then the final at the Cemetery Circuit. The limit on age group there for racing is 16, so that might exclude a couple of the junior competitors. I think they've dropped the lower age from 14 to 13 as well in that class. So that'll be good to see. They'll be out on the track here tomorrow. So Lachlan McNewer from Freiburg here in first place. Then we've got two Gisborne High School people, Tate Ruru and Andre Savage here on 207 and 208 there in second place there. No results from the last race, so I missed those somehow. And there's a hard name. Ewan, I think, I-E-U-A-N, Ingram from Fielding High School. So somebody can give me the correct pronunciation of that. They're in fourth place there on the 15 machine. Tawiri Ryan, Shaden Kelks, Max Blizzard, James, Tarek Albert, Jaden Turner and Logan Clement. That rounds up the top 10 bikes. Corbin Robertson and Ollie Dale there. Those are the two electric bikes at the tail end of the field. They are out there and rounding off the starters here. We've got 2, 4, 5 bikes. Bailey Smith, Cameron Stevens, Blake Koenig, Travis Scandal and Neo Johnson have no record of starting the race. Therefore they will not finish. But a massive battle out in the front here. The two lead bikes going into that. That was a bit of tail end slide, the foot coming out there through the slip road. So massive battle out there in the front. Coming onto the front straight, they're going to take the white flag. It's a 3-lap race. 2 to go at the moment, but it won't be long before it's just 1 lap, and that is number something, there's a 7 at the end, so that's probably Lockie McNewer, 517. Problem with that second bike there, they were really matched for speed. It is Ewan Ingram there, which is the second fastest man on the track there, and second spot. A little bit confused by my timing screen here, shows a 5.6 second gap. So it must be Ewan Ingram there, but despite struggling across the start-finish line, at being 5 seconds behind, after battling coming out of that slip road, he must have put in a hell of a scorcher lap, because he's about 5 seconds quicker than Lockie McNewer. So Tate Ruru in third place, Andre Savage, followed by Shaden Kelks, Max Blizzard Smith, Tawiri Ryan, Tarek Albert and Jaden Turner and Logan Clement there on 525 there, the top 10 bikes. Fielding High School in second, Freiburg leads, Gisborne Boys High School in third and fourth Fielding, then John Paul College from JPCR from Rotorua there in sixth place, Taupo, Lytton High School, and then we've got about 4 Freiburg Highs that round out the top 12. So we're on the final lap here. Is that one of the lead bikes that's pulled out there? Something rolling to a stop there. Looks like an air filter cover, maybe a red air filter cover. Anyway, that's out. That's done and dusted. So the lead bike comes in towards the in towards a checkered flag now. There's a checkered flag already for Lachlan McNeil with 15, Ewan Ingram. Something's going on there because he was absolutely scorcher of a lap time, but slowing substantially coming onto the front straight. So maybe it was his air filter thing that was come off there. I can see it blowing on. Maybe it's just a coffee cup, red coffee cup, whatever it is. It's not doing anything to the race. Nice little battle coming along the start-finish line for the next two competitors there in 7th and 8th spot, and that's probably Tawiri Ryan and Tarek Albert. So race 2 of that, I'll write down the results: 5, 1, 7, 15 and 3. Shaden Calks in 3rd place. A gap of 23.8 seconds there. Well, that was brought to you by Streeter Motorcycles, a local Suzuki dealer in Hobson Street in Fielding. Yellow flag onto the front straight there. That's for a bike parked up right on the start-finish line. I'm going to put some music on, folks.